Delhi is under siege. Let's look into the November 10th blast and the rise of the white-collar terror network. Hello, you are watching The Global Eye with me, Mousumi. As the Red Fort Street explodes, and so does India's complacency. On November 10, 2025, evening commuters near Delhi's historic Red Fort witnessed the unthinkable. A white Hyundai i20, its roof buckling from the force of concealed explosives, ripped through a traffic signal near Lal Qila Metro Gate, and the ensuing fireball and panic reverberated across the city and, of course, the country. This was no ordinary attack. This was Delhi's wake-up call to a harder truth. Terror has a new face, clean, educated and white-collared. The invisible drive to destruction must be noted. 43 VVIP zones breached. The vehicle, now at the heart of the investigation, had a chilling journey. It crossed 43 high-security VVIP corridors in a single day. It passed through areas under continuous CCTV surveillance but evaded all alarms. It even rested for 3 hours in Sunheri Masjid's parking lot, unbothered and uninspected, before driving calmly into the heart of Delhi's tourist belt. The piercing question here is, how does a terror-laced car glide past all layers of capital security hours before it detonates? An Al-Falah University, a campus of healing, or a crucible of hate? The real shock came not after the blast but after the raids. Investigators zeroed in on Al-Falah University in Faridabad, where evidence points to a larger conspiracy being hatched among its students and faculty. What was supposed to be a beacon for education, particularly in the medical and technical sciences, has now become the epicenter of India's hunt for white-collar jihad. Adding to the rupture, the Association of Indian Universities, AIU, has expelled Al-Falah University from its membership, citing the institution's lack of good standing after multiple doctors linked to the blast were found to be alumni, and many are missing. The decision is unprecedented, a public condemnation signaling rot from within academia. And no one knew about this. Faculty are being questioned now. Administrative heads are under surveillance. Degrees once meant for healing are now evidence in a terror case. 2,900 kg of explosives, a silent, unseen army. In a series of raids spurred by this probe, authorities have seized a staggering 2,900 kilograms or more of explosive materials, including ammonium nitrate, laboratory-grade equipment and detonators, enough to flatten entire blocks if fully deployed. These were not crude devices, they were industrial grade, scientifically planned and meticulously assembled. It confirms that this operation was not a one-off. It was a network. In fact, it is a network with intent, possibly a dry run for a much larger coordinated strike across multiple cities. And Delhi is on high alert. The travel advisory that changed everything. The travel advisory must be noted. In the shadow of the blast, Delhi police issued an unprecedented citywide travel advisory, turning routine movement into an exercise of caution and endurance. And the travelers must know this. Air passengers have been instructed to reach Indira Gandhi International Airport at least 3 hours before departure to account for heightened security and secondary screening at boarding gates. Rail passengers must now arrive at least 1 hour before train departure, even for ordinary journeys. This must be noted because we are on high alert. Metro commuters are advised to reach stations 20 minutes early due to intensified baggage checks and entry restrictions. The advisory wasn't a suggestion, or rather isn't a suggestion. It is a warning. Delhi is under active threat. According to officials, these steps are necessary because multiple suspects are still at large. A manhunt is underway, and the blast seems to be just the beginning of a wider conspiracy. Security isn't being tightened for show. It's a race against a possible second wave. I told many are missing, many doctors are missing, and the white-collar war, they are terror in disguise. What do you call a terrorist with an MBBS degree? A student of biology turned warrior, a face of modern militancy that was once invisible. This is the white-collar terror network, quietly radicalizing professionals, using labs as makeshift bomb factories and universities as command centers. And things remain unchecked. Gone are the days of the stereotypical extremist hiding in trenches. Today, India faces terrorists wearing white coats and carrying laptops backed by networks of alumni, encrypted groups and ideological rings. And the questions that can't be avoided are, how many more Al-Falahs are out there? Universities becoming breeding grounds for ideologically radicalized professionals. Are our security systems robust enough to detect the weaponization of academic and medical credentials before lives are lost? How do you fight terror when it lives next door, studies in respectable institutions, and attends conferences? Is our dependence on CCTV and databases blinding us to a deeper human intelligence failure? What systematic failures allowed a car bomb to cross 43 VVIP zones without interception? Are we prepared for a future where terror networks are not hiding in caves but in classrooms, in guise of professors, doctors? Terror has changed, and so must we. This attack was not just an explosion, it was an exposure. A crack revealed in our systems, our assumptions, and our institutions. If bombs can be built in college labs, then how safe are we really? If professionals can radicalize unseen, how strong are our counter-terror strategies? In New Delhi, terror emerged from a university's heart. The nation must now decide, will it face this new form of terror with old tools or with new awareness, vigilance and courage? The threat is within, and the fight begins now. For more updates and insights, keep watching The Global Eye.